Aloha, everybody. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks on YouTube, episode, I believe, 35. So, I just want to get on here pretty quickly and go over my predictions for UFC 281, which is happening today, and also week 10 of the NFL season. Um, I have a big feeling about the fights tonight, and it's a great card. It's headlined by the main event, Israel Adesanya defending his 185-pound championship against title challenger Alex Pereira. For those who remember, Alex Pereira has actually fought Israel Adesanya twice and actually beat him twice, but this was only in kickboxing. So that happened like maybe 7, 8 years ago. So some time has passed. Israel has become the king of the middleweight since then. Um, but uh, I have a feeling that Alex is going to be pulling the big shocker tonight and will beat Izzy for the first time in MMA, but it'll be their third fight and he'll beat him for the third time. So I have a feeling that Alex Pereira is going to beat Israel Adesanya with a second round TKO. You heard it here. You heard it first here. And make note, I do have my Jurassic World um, baseball cap on, so this might be my lucky cap from now on. Next up, we have the strawweight women's championship title bout. We have the champion Carlos Barca going up against Zane Weili, who was a former champion. I have a feeling that uh, Zhang Weili will finish the fight by TKO and will take back her championship in this one. I have a feeling that on the next fight we have Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler. Should be an explosive fight. It should mostly be standing, striking, but I have a feeling that Dustin Poirier is going to win this fight. Next up, we have Frankie Edgar. It's his last fight in the UFC, or last fight ever, since he's going to retire after this fight. He's going up against Chris Gutierrez. As much as I would like to see guys who made a big, significant contribution in the UFC or sports in general, and then knowing that their time is up, you would like to see them right into the sunset with a victory. Unfortunately, I don't think today for Frankie Edgar is going to happen as such. So I have a feeling Chris Gutierrez will defeat Frankie Edgar in Frankie's last fight in the UFC. So happy trails to Frankie Edgar. Um, so final fight, it's the opener for the main card. It's Dan Hooker going up against Claudio Puelles. Should be a good fight. Um, it might go to decision, so I think Claudio Puelles will win by decision over Dan Hooker. Let's get into the prelims. The featured prelim for UFC 281 is Brad Riddell and Renato Moicano. I have a feeling that Moicano is going to win this fight. Next, we have Dominic Reyes, used to be a light heavyweight title contender. He's on a 3-fight losing streak ever since he lost to Bones Jones. He's going up against Ryan Spann, but I have a feeling that Ryan Spann is going to win this fight and will continue Dominic Reyes' losing streak. And honestly, I think that might be it for Dominic Reyes. Just can't hang anymore. Next up, we have Aaron Blatchfield going up against Meatball Molly McCann. As much as I would like to see Molly McCann win this one, but I have a feeling that she may have met her match and that Aaron Blatchfield will win by decision. Next up on the prelims, we have Andre Petrowski going up against Wellington Turman. Tough one. I think Petrovsky is going to win this one. But it should be an exciting fight. And let's see. Well, um, I was gonna say that in the opener we would have had Carlos Olberg going up against Nikolay Nagumarenu. I was gonna pick Olberg to win this fight, and what do you know? He already won it in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. So yeah. If you listen to my podcast on Spotify that I did earlier, if you had bet on Olberg, more power to you. Kudos. Um, let's see. Next fight, we have Julio Arce going against Montel Jackson. This one, I am picking Montel Jackson to win this fight. Next up, we have Matt Frevola going up against Otman Azatar. And I am picking Otman Azatar to win this fight tonight. And then we also have Karolina Kowalkiewicz. She's coming off of a big win, I think. Last time out, she's going up against Silvana Gomez Juarez. But I have a feeling that Silvana Gomez Juarez is going to win this fight tonight. And last but not least, we have a fight between Michael Trizano and Sung Woo Chu, or Sung Woo Koi. No, Sung Woo Choi. I'm gonna pick Trizano to win this one. So there you have it, guys. Those are my picks for UFC 281. Already with one result in with the Carlos Ulberg winning in the first round by KO TKO. So let's get into NFL Week 10. Let's see. All right. Let's start with so there's our one result from Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. We have the Carolina Panthers beating the Atlanta Falcons 25-15. Wasn't too exciting, but the NFC South is kind of a close, tight race of inferiority. The best team in the NFC South is actually the 4-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That tells you the standard of the NFC South right now. But apparently, at 3-7, you can still have a chance at the South Division title. So, speaking of which, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks are going to be in Germany for the first ever NFL game in Germany. If I had to pick a winner in this one, it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks. Next up, we have a big, high-profile matchup between the Minnesota Vikings, 7-1, and the Buffalo Bills, AFC title favorites, the 6-2 Buffalo Bills. It looks great on paper, and it probably would look great on TV, but Josh Allen is a bit injured, and it might be putting at the Buffalo Bills at a disadvantage. So I'm picking the Minnesota Vikings to win this one. So next up we have the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears, and it should be a good one in close to Soldier Field in Chicago. I think they're still playing there, but I am picking the Bears to beat the Lions. Next up we have Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs, and that one's an easy one. I'm picking the Chiefs to win that one, and the Chiefs did get to load up on some talent. So next up we have the Browns and the Dolphins. I am picking the Dolphins to beat the Browns. Um, Next up, we have the Giants and the Texans. That should be a good one, but I'm picking the Giants to win this one. Next up, we have the Saints and the Steelers. Steelers are at home. I think that's going to be a hard fought battle, but I think the Saints will pull it out to beat the Steelers. Next up, we have the Titans and the Denver Broncos. This was a really good one. But I'm picking Titans to win this match. Let's see. Ooh, interesting one. We have the Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders, and that one is interesting because the Colts had just fired their coach, Frank Wright, and Jeff Saturday had to take over as interim coach. And well, Josh McDaniels for the Raiders, he is on the hot seat because I think if he loses to the Colts here and ends up with the team for 2-7, I think McDaniels will be gone and fired. So I am actually picking the Colts to beat the Raiders. See what else. We got Cowboys and Packers. I think Cowboys will pull out the victory in this one. They're a bit healthier, and when they're healthier, they look a lot better actually. So than people give them credit for. Packers, Aaron Rodgers is basically just I don't know, just kind of riding out whatever kind of momentum he has. He's not the same guy, and I think um, it's not a good season for the Packers in general. It might just end up being a one-team um, representative coming from the NFC North. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings are the only team that's actually been consistently good. Um, Bears are kind of hit or miss. Lions are usually terrible, and Green Bay. So there's that. We also have Cardinals and Rams. That one, I think it's a must win for somebody. But I'm gonna have a hard time picking that one because I want to say both quarterbacks are not healthy. So it's going to rely on the back quarterbacks and a majority of runs for both. Um, um, what was I going to say? The Colts? Because I mean, they went into the store for fans, but unfortunately, um, after a certain point, I think that I think the Rams and Cardinals gonna have to figure out what to do about quarterback. Um, Stafford is hurt, and he's under a concussion protocol right now. And um, Kyler Murray, he has some issues right now, and it's easy for me to pick here that the Rams beat the Cardinals. Okay, and then we have our Sunday Night Football matchup, the Chargers and the 49ers. 49ers are 7.5 point favorites, but I think the Chargers are going to squeak out a victory in this one. Now that the second half of the season is kind of going on, one of the guys, I think it's Mikey, said that. Hold up. Nope. I went off on a tangent again. Okay. So, 49ers should be favored to win by 7.5 points, but I think the Chargers are going to pull out a victory and will continue the winning ways. So, um, uh, hmm. Yeah, I think the 49ers will give the Chargers a tough test. They do have Christian McCaffrey, who they traded for, and Jimmy G is just kind of quarterbacking best way he can, but not one of the elite, but he is starting to win some games. I mean, 49ers are 4-4. So, um, well, we didn't get to talk before. Uh, nope. That's another tangent. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep doing it. Okay, alright. So, main idea 49ers are favored to beat the Chargers by 7.5 points, but Chargers will come out and squeak out a victory like they always do. And then we have Eagles playing the Commanders. Game is going to be Philadelphia, but uh, oh, yeah. Um, just thinking about it, Eagles should handle the Commanders. So those are my picks for NFL Week 10. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. At my laboratory job, my 10 cookies at work that I saved for myself to bring back home, they were stolen at work. And I'm a little annoyed that another adult human being who works at the company I work at had the nerve to go to my cookie stash, eat my cookies, and throw away my plate that I saved and my paper towels because I thought it ended up in the trash and there was no cookies in sight. So whoever you are, shame on you. I'm annoyed and have fun with the repercussions of eating 10 cookies. So, alright, I'm gonna go. Get ready. Enjoy these fights. Enjoy these um, football games tomorrow. Um, I believe there's a Kings hockey game that's happening later today against the Red Wings. Kings should beat the Red Wings. Um, I guess I can talk about quickly. I was at the Amplified Ale Brewery comedy show hosted by producer Melissa Weisman. she had a headliner, Wyatt Cote, and um, he was pretty funny for the first 10, 15 minutes, but his last 10 minutes got a little weird, awkward, where he was talking crap about the show and the restaurant bar, and he kept going back to it. So I'm not sure why he did that, but I think he got desperate and he started reaching for anything to talk about, and in doing so, he kind of put a damper on his performance. But as a comedian, I think he's like a 8.4 out of 10. So Melissa, I think she was 7 out of 10. She did some material in between comics. There was a new comic I'd never seen, Kimball's Home. I thought she was like a 8.6 out of 10. She's very funny. There's a Grant Bozeman. I thought his comedy was like a 6.8 out of 10. There was a Christian Ricketts. I thought his comedy was, 7.5 out of 10. And then there was Andrew Parker Davis, new guy, I think. And I thought his performance was a 6 out of 10. Um, but I got to talk to all the comics, I think. They're all pretty cool. Um, and I went to another comedy show at the mic drop last night. Got to see Gina Brillon. Her comedy was just about 8.9 out of 10. She was funny the whole time. Um, super chill, very humbled. Got to talk to her at the show, so she was pretty cool to talk to about stuff that's going on. And she has a kid, and um, she just loves what she does with comedy, and living in New York. And I don't know if she's still living in Missouri, but she's having a lot of fun. And she said something that was very touching in the Q&A after her show, and that was pretty awesome. And she's like very down to earth, so, and super funny. If you guys ever have a chance to see Gina Brillon on tour, do so. Your cheeks will hurt. She did have a host, Kevin Millar. I thought his material was okay. I thought it was like maybe a 7 out of 10. And then we have another opener, Lauren Jameson. I think her material and her reception from the crowd, overall, I would probably give her a score of probably 6.3 out of 10. So, but it's kind of cool talking to all these comics, and I did get to run into Camille Waters at the after the Gina Brillon show. She was actually there to see Ron G, who I did get to meet at the Hollywood Roosevelt back in June when I went to see Rachel Starling. Funny guy. And I didn't know he was headlining the show after Gina Brillon. So if I had known, I probably would have stayed. At the Thursday show with Melissa Weisman, I did get to rent a comic, Sarah Hirschberger. She was pretty cool and super nice. So it's kind of nice seeing comics who just come out to support other comics and get inspiration. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna watch some good fights tonight. I bought some house fried rice for some group of friends coming over, and there should be a good night of fights, good company, good food. Someone's probably bringing salt and pepper wings from Golden Chopsticks in Rare Mesa. Good stuff. But I always like the Quick Walk fried rice, house fried rice. They're always pretty good. I can count on them for very delicious fried rice, and it never fails me. So, and then there's a fight, not fights, the fights are tonight, and then the NFL football tomorrow. And it turns out the Chargers get back-to-back Sunday night football games. So tomorrow is going to be against the 49ers, And then they're going to be hosting the Kansas City Chiefs next Sunday on NBC. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Have fun. Be safe. This is Tiggy Maximus signing off. Aloha.